So today class we will discuss about SLA. Has anyone has any idea about SLA? SLA, anyone has any idea? So tell me what is an SLA? Okay, correct. So in simple in our terminology, whenever if you have purchased any mobile, so what happened? They will give you a 1 year warranty for it. That means within the 1 year, if any issues will come, they will resolve it, hardware or software. That means that is the agreement between us and the that company. So that similarly in an organization level. So for example, XYZ company has given a project to XYZ as doing the project for XYZ customer. So in that one they will implement, and once they implemented, there may be chance to get the issues. So if the issues is came, what we will do is so the issues will occur. So if the issues will come, so if the P1 issue is come, that means how long it will take to resolve it. That means for example, if you are initiation, for example, see, uh, because depending upon the our possibility, the customer business will be increase. That means if you are facing more issues in the portal, most of the people will not interested to use our application. So that what we will do is so to increase that one, so if you have any issues, the way we have to fix it as soon as possible. That is depending upon the customer. So this will be, or else if if you are unable to close that incident within the stipulated timelines, so we need to pay the penalty to the user, to the client. So that's the agreement for the service level agreement. See, this is the basic thing. There are three types of SLAs. First one is SLA, second one is the OLA, third one is UPC. SLA is nothing but SLA is nothing but service level agreement, and third or second and another one is operational level agreement. If you are working any service based company, this SLAs plays a very vital role. UPC, underpinned contract. So SLA is nothing but the SLA is nothing but it will be defined between the client and the company. The SLA will be defined between the client and the company, and OLA operational level agreement. Operational level agreement is nothing but it will be defined between the organization group. For example, a one incident is raised it. So if you want to close that incident, the hardware team has to work it, and the software team has to work it. So this should be defined between the. So that means if the incident is assigned to software group, how much the SLA, how much time they require to resolve it, and if the incident is assigned to the hardware group, how much time. That means it will be defined between the internal groups, and UPC. So UPC is nothing but underpinning contract. Underpinning contract is nothing but, for example, we are using the ServiceNow as a tool, and for example, XYZ company making the support for ServiceNow to the XYZ customer client. Customer is nothing but client. So, so if you are issues with the internal application, so the company will take care of, will take it. But if any issues with the ServiceNow, Since ServiceNow hosted in the different clouds, and that will be, sorry, since ServiceNow hosted in the cloud. So if the ServiceNow hosted in the cloud, so what happens? What will be happens? So that server, for example, that instance server is down. So what will happen? So we are the company. We cannot do. The client will not do anything. So it will be defined between the. It will be done by the vendor. If it is an issue with the vendor, how long take with the vendor? So it will be defined between the vendor and client and company and client. So basically, the underpinning contract. These are the three basic definitions. SLA between defined between the client and the company, and OLA between the internal groups, and UPC vendor and the client. This is the most asked interview question. I'm so sorry. This is the most asked common interview question. SLA, OLA, and UPC. So I hope you guys understood or any confusion. Say yes or no, guys. I hope you guys understood, right? I'm sorry. Uh, So next step now. So I can tell you how we can define SLA in the system. SLA SLA definitions. In the SLA definition, what we will do is we can define a few SLAs. So I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to uh, I'm just going to inactivate the SLA. So now I'm just going making an SLA is a P2 incident. If the P2, it should be 8 hours. You see. So this is the basic things. It will be the resolution. Now I'm just going to write an SLS. This is the one. I'm just going to write an SLA, P2 SLA, for example. And this SLA is also very, very sensitive part when you define the service base, because the company improvement, everything will be dependent upon the SLA. So P2 resolution SLA. So I'm just making that one as a 8 hours. 8 hours. So I'm just, you can see type of SLA, OLA, and underpinning contract. So I'm just making as SLA, and you can see target SLA. In the target SLA, you can see there is a two steps, which is a response SLA, and second one is a resolution SLA. Response SLA is nothing but, for example, if an incident is created P1, so how long we need to give the first response, that we will call as a response SLA. And resolution SLA is nothing but how long it will take to resolve it one. Resolution, and what was the table and what was the flow, and enable logging will be if you want to see the backend logs, we can see it. I think for this we don't require. And active true, if you want to apply that one, always should be active true. And application is this one global, and duration is user you can see here user specified duration is nothing but we can give the time manually, 2 business days by 4 p.m. So what is a business day? If you go to the bank here, so they can work 10 to 4. That's a their business time. So that means uh, so for example, after 4 p.m. they cannot do anything. That's a business time. 3 business days by 4 p.m. That is one. breach on due date. If you are in due date on the field, we can do it. And see, you can do the field record. Okay, that's okay. End of next business day is nothing but, for example, the incident is created today. Tomorrow is the end of the next day, and next business day by 4 p.m. That is 4 p.m. we can do it. But most of the things we can use the user specified duration, and I'm just giving days is 0 and hours is 08 or 8 hours, and source is SLA definition, schedule, or else you can do the incident field. So here the most important thing is the in the SLA define the first step schedule. That means which time it has to replicate. That means, for example, so if your business day 8 to 5 only, if you work, if an incident is created, for example, the team will work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the morning, in the evening. So if an incident is created after 5, but it has to calculate 8 hours for 5 to 8 at 7, and around 1 p.m. the SLA will breach it around 2 p.m. But the issue was your team is not available, but the SLA will breach. So instead of that one, we can define the schedule saying that we will work 8 to 5 and remaining things we cannot work. So we can define that schedule here. So 8 to 5 weekdays. And next one is the time zone. This time zone also plays a very important role. So I'm just giving the color time zone or SLA definition time zone. If you can give any time zone. So for example, I'm just giving this one as a IST time zone. IST not given. Okay, leave it. So I'm just giving system time zone, or else or anyone you can give it. So I'm just giving caller time zone. Caller is nothing but whoever raising the incident, that will called as an incident call. So I hope till now you guys understood, right? This is the name. What is the name of this SLA? Type is SLA. Target is resolution, table, flow, active true, and duration type is user specified duration, and duration is 8 hours, and schedule source is SLA definition. Schedule is 8 to 5, and time zone is caller's time zone. Next one, in the SLA we need to start the SLA. So if you want to start the SLA, so what we have to do, priorities, priorities, I'm just making priorities high, P2, and state is not closed or resolved or cancelled. So that means if the incident priority is high and the state is not resolved, closed, or cancelled, the SLA will automatically. If you want to cancel it SLA, so state is, sorry, for this one we can make as a priority. If the priority changes, we need to cancel this SLA. Priority is not high, then this SLA will automatically close it. The next step is pause condition. Pause is nothing but, for example, so you are working an incident. So for it once, it's 8 hours is as per our system. It's 8 hours. That incident has been assigned to you. So after 1 hour you are working, you identified that one. You required a few details, some from few information from the user. So at the time, what happened? You will change. You will ask the user to please provide the required info. So so the already 1 hour is gone. So 7 hours is the SLA, and the user has responded after the next day, after the 8 hours. So at that time, what happened? The SLA will breach it. So to avoid this one, so we can pause the SLA. So that means if the state is resolved or on hold, so the SLA will be paused. And next step is, if you want to resume, whenever the resume condition is met, automatically you can resume it. Next step is stop condition. When the stop is nothing but when the state is resolved, the state is closed. The state is resolved, it will be automatically closed. So now I'm just going to create one incident. Let's see how it is working on. So I'm just going to create an incident with the high priority. Let's see how it is working on. So the caller, very good. Test for P2 SLA and new. I'm just this was assigned to the. I'm sorry, right now this group there is no users. So I'm just going to adding a new users in this one. So I'm just going to since it is a high, the priority is high. So now the incident is created and with the priority is high. And see the task SLA, the SLA has been attached here. So which means the SLA is attached. I'm just opening this record. See here the time zone we have given the what is the time zone we have given here? The caller time zone. If I open this caller belong to which time zone? It's not there. Okay, let me open it. See, the user is belong to which time zone? America, Los Angeles time zone. The same time zone as attached to it. So we whatever we have given the schedule 8 to 5 weekdays since it is not 8 to 5, the SLA will not be breached. So 8 to 5 working days and 8 hours you can see three it will be the time for this 8 hours. That means 3rd October 2022 at 4 p.m. this SLA will be breached. So this is the one and in stage is in progress, and if the SLA has breached it, it will go to the has breached stated and the target is resolution start time and it will end time. And here the actual elapsed time is nothing but from now how many hours or how many days will take to the SLA has to close it, that we will call it as a actual elapsed time. And business elapsed time is nothing but what is the business time it was elapsed for this one. That means the business hours we have given as a 8 hours, so that we will call it as a business hours. If you update this one for example, so this will be happen the same thing for it. Now what I am going to do is I am just going to changing this to on hold, and I am just requiring some test info test. So as per our scenario, what happened if I am going to on hold, the SLA has to stop it. SLA has to pause it. Sorry. If I open this one, see the SLA stage is automatically paused it, so it will be not be calculated for it. Now the next step. So if I want to resume this one, for example, if I change this to status and I'm just saving this one, the SLA will be See here, see what we have done a mistake here. The resume conditions are met. For we have not given any resume conditions, is we have not given any. So for, instead of that one, we have to give the pause conditions are met, then it will be apply here. So let me create one more incident for this one. Okay, I'm just keeping copy incident. See here, the SLA is created. The SLA is attached here. SLA it was see for this one European London. So for the European London, you can see it is a 12 hours from now. For them, it was that means depending upon the user time zone, it will be changed. Now I'm just going to SLA as to going to on hold and awaiting caller info. So test it will be had here. Now I'm just going to change it to again in progress and I'm saving. See, this stage will be automatically changed into the thing. And once this is done, and what we can do, if you go to the resolve state and if you go to the resolve, if it is a resolve, then the SLA will be go to the complete. Oh my god, I'm sorry, if the state is closed, this has to resolve it. I'm so sorry, I just made a small mistake. So it's loading. Okay, I'm just going to save this one. Now I'm just going to creating a new incident here. Copy create. Oh my god, I'm sorry. So this is save it one. Now what I am going to do is the SLA. Now the SLA is open. Now I'm just changing to on hold. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to resolve. If I'm going to resolve, the SLA will be automatically save it. Now the SLA will be automatically pause it. And if you are changing the state to completed, so then this SLA will be automatically completed state. If I'm changing the SLA state to closed, so then see what happens. See, now the SLA stage is completed. Then that means this SLA cycle is completed. Start, stop, stop, start, pause, and stop the SLA. Stop is nothing but when we are going to closing this SLA. I hope you guys clear till now what we discussed, or any confusion or any queries. Hello, can you hear me? Very good. Now, the next step. So, this is the P2 incident. So, I just want to create a P3 SLA. The same thing. So, I'm just going to SLA definition P3 incident SLA, which is a for, if it is a P3, if it is a for 12 hours. It's SLA and target resolution. And I'm just giving here as a 12 hours. Start condition is not strict. Priority is moderate. Same thing. What are the definitions we have given here? So the same conditions we can give here. So and state is not resolved or not cancelled here. See, and it is, or else you can use not one of. Also you can give it not one of resolved. Sorry, reopen we don't require here. Here and pause condition is it is one of on hold and resolve, and stop conditions state is closed, and this is a fine. So when to cancel, I'm just going to cancel it. State is cancel, or priority is not high. So sorry, is not moderate. Now you can give it, and the pause condition I'm just giving as a, when pause conditions are not met, and stop condition state is one, reset we don't require. I'm just going to save this one. Now what happened, I just created an incident with the P3 12 hours resolution. So now I'm just going to create an incident. P3 is nothing but it's a moderate here. A 2 medium, it's a moderate. Now the SLA has attached here. See, for this one 12 hours, it will take 2 days from now for the as per the this one. That means tomorrow, so 8 to 5 is a 9 hours, and after this one 11 is nothing but 8 to 11 is a 3 hours, so 12 hours it was taken. That means if the incident is created after 5, so it will not take as a business time. That's a basic thing. Now the next step, so here I'm just going to on hold. If I am going to on hold, what happened, it has to change it. If the on hold, it will be paused it. If you have resolved this one also, it will be paused. If you are going to resolve this one, if you are going to resolve, it will be resolved. So the SLA will be paused again. If you change your status to closed the incident the SLA, then this will be completed. This is the basic flow. But now you have understood, right? What is this one? Just give a minute. I will put my charge laptop charging. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I will be back. I'm sorry, guys. So now we have seen it. We have seen the SLA, how the SLA will trigger, how the SLA will stop it, and how this one will be happen. So which means the SLA is nothing but, so till now how the SLA will start it, SLA will pause it, SLA will close, stop it, and how it will be pause it. Now the next step is then the SLA. So for example, you have seen a 8 hour P for P2 incident, we have to close in 4 hours, and P3 we have to close in 12 hours. So you have worked on a P2 incident, okay? After P2 incident, what happened? So you, after working on 1 hour, so you have 7 hours in your hand, and you identified that, so identified that, so it's a P3 incident. If it is a P3 incident, how much time it required? 12 hours. So at that time, so at that time, what we have to do is, so at the time what we have to do is, we need to create a, as a, if the P3 incident has is 12 hours, but it has the 1 hour is done. So at the time, for this 1 hour, what we need to do is, so that's we have can do it here. So whenever if you are defining a P2 SLA, here here we have an option called retroactive start. Retroactive start is nothing but, if the incident is created and how much time it will already done, it will take it. For example, if you are seeing the priority at the time, what it will be, for example, if the P3 incident, sorry, simple, for a P2 incident, it's a 12 hours. Sorry, P2 is 8 hours, P3 is a 12 hours. P2 incident is was assigned to you, you already worked on 1 hour, and 7 hours it was left it. And later, what happened? You identified it one as a P3 incident. And now what happened? You have changed the incident priority to P3, and at the time the P3 SLA will automatically attach it. And at the time, what we will do is, the P3, what we can do is, what is the time it has to calculate? Where the calculate 1 hour is calculated, or it has to start from the fresh one. But the customer will not be take care of that one. So what happened? I have worked on an incident right now. From 12 hours, if the P3, you have to resolve it. If it is a P2, 8 hours. So that 1 hour also need to calculate. For that one, we can use the retroactive start. This retroactive start is the uh, one of the most common asked interview question. Retroactive start is nothing but, it will be happen to the same. So this is the one, retroactive start will be created, and retroactive pause, if you want to pass the start time to the current time, we can use it. And I'm just going to save this one. And I'm just also, for P2 also, I will open this retroactive start. So what I'm going to do is, retroactive start and the created. Now let's see what happens. Now, okay, see, we have already P2 incident. Now, so P2 incident this was. Now I'm just changing this priority to P3. Priority change it. Now if I save this one, let's see what happens. So I have changed from P2 to P3. See, this was cancelled. And P2, see, see here, 7:20, 20 minutes back we have created incident. And that means what are the incident created time? It will be taken here. There is no mirror. See, this is the incident created time. The same time has taken for the SLA for this one. Start time. So this is the basic things the how it can. Now similarly, if I open a P2 incident, let's see. We have P2 incident and I'm just upgrading the priority. Let's see how it will works. This is the most important thing when you're working the service base, or it's not a critical, it's a medium. 1 minute, I'm not seeing what is this state earlier. P3, okay. I'm just changing to P1. So priority change. So now what happened? Let's see. So what happened? This SLA. Oh my god, it's been closed it. See, it was created a very old bag. So that's we know to, and it has been closed on the same day breach one. So now what we can do is, I'm just going to create a one fresh incident. So with the P1 and let's see what happens. Too high low. So I'm just going to if I change this one. So now what happened? P1 is P2 incident is created. Now I'm just changing this to P3. Test. If I save this one. So now it was changed to P3 SLA and it will be automatically calibrated. It will be calculated. See, it is progress. So if I change this to priority again to high, then what happened? The new SLA has to attach it. It will be calculated from here. So this will be cancelled since it is not there. And again, if it is going to the one, P2 will be calculated. See, this is the basic things we have to do. And also we have a topic called schedules and how we can configure a holidays, and this one that I can cover you later. Till now, the SLA, what we have discussed, we just define a SLA and how the SLA will be attached to the user incident, and how you can start, stop, pause, and stop the SLA. Yes, and if the priority changed also, how we can attach a new SLA without affecting the what are the user work time. Till now, this is the basics. Anyone has any questions till now? What you have discussed about the SLS, guys? I hope you guys understood. Hello, can you hear me? So I hope you guys understood or any confusion. Very good. Now the next step was, so kindly please note down the task for today. The task is create SLA as per the priority here. You can see the priority here. We have seen it critical, okay, and high and moderate, low. Around there are four priorities was there. So define each and every one. So for P1 it should be 4 hours, for P2 it should be 8 hours, P3 it should be 16 hours, sorry, P3 12 hours, P4 it should be 4 hours, and P5 it's a 20 hours. So define each and every one, start condition, stop condition, pause condition, and you can give one, and you can give the different time zones. For that one I have given as a SLA time zone. If you want to, you can give the require unique time zone for this one. Okay, this is the basic things of the one. So this is the task for him, and check for retroactive start and retroactive pause for the conditions. Check if what happens if the retroactive start is true and if the retroactive is fast one. This is the task for today. Anyone has any questions for today's task? Hello, anyone has any questions? Hello, very good. And anyone no questions? Okay, do you have any questions for today previous topics? Okay, so I'm treating as a no. So if no questions, we can wind up the call, and we can talk to you in the tomorrow's call. Ram, you can wait for a couple of minutes. Remaining people, you can wind up the call. We'll discuss later. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.